Welcome to the Bolt Retort. In the November 27th edition of the Bolt Report, Bolt spoke to statistician Steve McIntyre about another climate change scientist email scandal, imaginatively titled ClimateGate 2. And as a sidebar, can anyone in the world please have another political scandal at a different hotel so we can finally move on from all the Watergate puns? Doesn't even make any sense how it's used. Watergate wasn't a scandal about water, it's one word, it's Watergate. Anyway, the temperature's certainly rising in climate change circles thanks to ClimateGate 1 and 2. So what actually happened? Let's go straight to the source.
2 years ago, a United Nations conference in Copenhagen called to fight global warming was discredited when thousands of emails were leaked from a British university. They showed top global warming scientists from Britain and America massaging results, censoring skeptics and hiding data. Well, tomorrow the UN has another warming conference in Durban and thousands more emails from warmer scientists have been leaked.
A damning expose about the actual truth of climate change science. The liberal media and their selective reporting typically feeds us this image of scientists as honest, hard-working, underpaid, dedicating their lives to advance the world we live in. But these leaks show the scientists for what they really are. They reveal what's really going on with climate change. And it's about time you heard the truth.
This is not the message that the public got. And I think it should shake the faith of a lot of people in what they're being told.
Exactly. We didn't get that message, did we? We weren't told about that one. How convenient. They just left that one out. Just like we weren't told about the House of Commons Science and Technology Committee study into the email scandal, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. Just like the Independent Climate Change Review study, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. Just like the International Science Assessment Panel study, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. Just like the Pennsylvania State University study, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. Just like the United States Environmental Protection Agency study, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. And just like the US Department of Commerce study, which found no evidence of fraud or scientific misconduct. Bolt's guest, Steve McIntyre, is one of the so-called climate change skeptics who disproved the findings of the infamous hockey stick graph, supposedly showing how the Earth's temperature has dramatically and dangerously increased quite recently, indicating global warming. But what weren't we told about that either? That's right, more shady cover-ups and pick-and-choose journalism by the left-wing propaganda machine. We weren't told about the National Centre for Academic Research study confirming the original hockey stick conclusion that the past few decades have been the hottest in hundreds of years. We weren't told about the University of Michigan and University of Western Ontario study confirming the original hockey stick conclusion that the past few decades have been the hottest in hundreds of years. We weren't told about the University of Birmingham study, the Ehrlichman study, or the original hockey stick authors' revised study, all confirming the original hockey stick conclusion that the past few decades have been the hottest in hundreds of years. And after these two embarrassing leaks, how have the warmest extremist scientist types responded? What's been their argument for all this hard proof that climate change is a scam?
Defenders of the university said that the statements were taken out of context in many cases.
Taken out of context. Typical academics with their need to have reams of data before they can make a point. Such an easy way out. I mean, look at this direct quote from Bolt on his blog. "I am not a global warming scientist." Now, if you take that out of context, people would probably think Bolt has no idea about the realities of this issue, that he's in way over his head, and he shouldn't try to interpret any of it because he truly is, if I may say on a Friday night, a fucking idiot. But we know that's not the case. We know that's not true. It's not true. It's simply not true. It's not true. It's not true. Not true. Not true. It's not true. It's not true.